Well, hello everyone. I'm Marc Britt,
And I'm Candace Britt.
and we're here to talk about our special day. And our special day was our
Wedding day.
yes.
Our rehearsal it was very nice. I felt like it went very, very smooth. I think we were at the church probably like a good 15, 20 minutes after we were supposed to be there. So pretty much everybody was on time. Of course, we had a wedding planner and we had already went over the things that we wanted. I will say that, at some point in time, I feel like certain family members were like, everybody had an opinion though of how, do you remember that?
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, it was a great rehearsal, but like my father-in-law was like trying to be all, tight-lipped, giving me the look like,
my dad like that.
Yeah, he's giving me the look. Come on, tell the truth. He was giving me the look like, Negro, I don't want to give you my daughter. But what happened is, yeah, she's right. Certain family members were giving their opinion, but I felt like I needed to stand up, for my wife to be at the time because I knew there were certain things that she wanted. So I kind of spoke out to everybody and was like, listen, this day is going to be about her because this is what she wants. And then, her dad kind of went from Treleca. So we were halfway there. But other than that, that day was still a very great day.
Our wedding planner was Monique Westcott. She was absolutely amazing.
The best.
She was absolutely the best. Everything that we were looking for, it was never an issue of like any type of unprofessionalism. Whatever we needed, she did. She really, really did. I mean, we actually formed a relationship with her. Even now, she was amazing. I would recommend her to anybody that was looking for a wedding planner.
And that's the amazing part about having Monique is even still today, she's a friend. She still reaches out to us, wishes us, on the holidays, anniversary, birthdays. So, I mean, not just being professional, but just knowing that she was that good that we were able to still form a personal relationship outside of the wedding. So, and I am telling you.
Marc and Candace, this is Jonathan. I love y'all so much. Congratulations. I'm so excited for you, so happy for you. Congratulations, guys. I love you much.
Well, I'll start with the friends at the rehearsal because I have all of the friends. She has like 2 friends, whatever. But so, our wedding party was amazing. So at this rehearsal, of course, my boy, he's a national gospel artist. He was at my wedding, one of my best friends, Jonathan Nelson. Then I had another of my boys that was there. He's one of the finalists from Sunday's Best. His name is John McClure. Then, of course, our family, all of our groomsmen. Another one of my boys was there. Matter of fact, everybody in the wedding was my boy. All my homies was there. Her 2 friends were there, and then I still had some other people on the girl side too. I had to bring some of my female friends in too because since I've known her, she only has like 1 or 2 friends anyway, including her sisters and stuff.
And they're gonna be watching this, right?
But I'm just saying, I mean, it's usually I would say she has like 3 of them.
And all 3 of them were there. Our wedding party was actually, when we counted, I want to say we had like 27 people on our wedding. I didn't even realize it was that massive. I think we had 9 on each side.
20 of them were my friends.
Then I had like 4 flower girls, and we had a bell caller.
The bell caller was mine too.
We had 2 ring bearers. Marc, shut up.
They were all my people. I'm just saying. I mean, that's really what happened.
So we had a pretty big wedding party.
Most of them were mine, by the way. Okay, I'm done.
Thank you. And the funny thing is that the stuff that you are so concerned about at the rehearsal, by the time the wedding day comes, I just felt like everything flowed so smoothly. It's stuff that you don't even think twice about. It was about whether to stand on the stage or stand off the stage, or do they go up the steps, or is it small as the tallest or tall as the smallest? And it's stuff that at the time it's just like, oh my God, but by the time that the wedding came, everything just honestly flowed so smoothly. And that's pretty much one of the only main concerns that I feel like we had really was where to stand. And that's because the stage was just so massive. So we wanted to make sure that we utilized that. That was probably really the only concern that we really had.
I mean, I agree. And it was like, she's like small, Some of the plus
And then there
size-
was another thing
some
that
of the-
I-
wait. Some of the plus size girls didn't know if their heels could handle the steps for all that time, so we had. I'm just joking. Okay, back to your people
was I
again.
saying?
What were you saying again?
I don't remember. Oh, and there was one thing that I wanted that I didn't want that I made I was very vocal about, but I was overruled, and I didn't even know that it happened until I was watching the video, which was I wanted the aisle runner out before I walked down the aisle. Only because I hate the look of two grown men backing up down the aisle with the bent down with this, rolling this thing out. I did not want that.
You see on the video because you know that was rolled out before you came down, right?
But did you see the issue that happened before I came out when it got stuck? Right, exactly.
Oh, that's what you're talking
Right,
about.
and
You wanted it down, but you said it happened. What you mean is it didn't happen.
Well, but what I'm saying is that there was still an issue, and I just never wanted any of that to happen. So,
big ups to Harold Edwards, because had he not stepped in with his professional engineering degree and helped us to get that down the aisle, we probably would still be there trying to get it down. Thanks, Harold.
my wedding day started. I actually had to be at my hairdresser's at 6 o'clock in the morning. So I was up at like 5. I probably barely slept. And I think that day you're running on pure adrenaline. So sleep, because I don't even think I went to sleep until probably 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. I was back up at 5. So I went to the hair salon. I was actually out probably about maybe like 9:30, 10 o'clock. And it was a good thing that I really went as early, because I felt like my day was not rushed at all. It wasn't like I was running behind. It's like, oh my God, I gotta hurry up and get back to the hotel and get dressed. Oh my God, I gotta hurry up and, do this and do that. So.
Except the part when you back to rent a car into the pole.
We're not talking about that. We are not talking about that. You don't know if them people are watching this video, so we're going to not talk about that. Anyway, so I guess I got back to the hotel like around 9:30, 10 o'clock. I had time to kind of eat. And just like I had time to like enjoy what was happening and not feel like I was rushed. The only snafu that I would say that we probably did have, but it still worked itself out. The young lady who was doing our makeup, she was actually from New York and she was lost. So she was actually supposed to be there at like 7 o'clock to start the girls' makeup, and I don't even think she got there until like 9:30. And I had 9 girls that needed their makeup done, including my mother, not including my mother and myself. But it still all worked out. We were still done by the time we were supposed to be done, so it was fun.
How you feeling today? Big day, big day.
I feel ugly because I don't have any makeup. I'm nervous. My stomach is in knots right now.
This is like a day you've been waiting for. Like
It's surreal.
it's surreal.
It hasn't hit me yet. My makeup artist, her name is Daria Latham, and she actually is from New York. So she actually came down for the day to do my wedding party's makeup. You know, the whole entire day you're trying to live in the moment, which is really hard because, again, that day goes so quickly. So I just kept trying to like hold on to everything that was happening. Like, oh my God, I'm getting my makeup done. I'm about to get married. So it was just, I just feel like the whole day is like surreal. It's like you're there, but you're watching it from like outside of yourself, like not really believing, like, first of all, all of the planning and everything that we've done is actually here. So that was pretty much it. So here's the thing about my dress. I actually had a dream dress in my head. I knew that, it was really, really pricey, the dress that I really, really wanted. But I found this bridal salon in Ardmore, PA, which is actually Bijou Bridal Salon. So my mother, my sister, and I actually were going to look at some bridesmaids dresses. Now, for anybody who's gotten married, or if you're getting married, just so you know, you always have to have an appointment and they give you a certain allotted time. So I think we had went in there, found the bridesmaids dresses, and I still had like 15 minutes left. So I asked the consultant, I was like, well, do you mind if I just look at some wedding dresses? She said, yeah, you have a few minutes left, go ahead. Well, as we were walking, my mom picks out this dress and she says, "This is the kind of dress that I want to see you in." And I'm like, it was actually very, very similar to what my dream dress is. And I'm like, really? So I asked the consultant, I said, "Can I try the dress on?" She says, "Sure." I tried the dress on. It was my wedding dress. So unfortunately, I don't really have the story that I tried on 50 different dresses. I didn't go to, it was literally the very first dress that I picked on, that I tried on, and my mother picked my wedding dress, and my dress was by Justin Alexander. This particular dress was the only dress that I tried on, but when I tried it on, it was everything that I was looking for. So to me, it was like, I didn't want to make myself crazy. I didn't want to be one of them brides, because you hear them stories of brides trying on 100 dresses, and it's just like they drive themselves crazy. It had everything that I wanted, and I knew that I probably wasn't going to get as close to this dress and in my price range. So when I tried it on, it had everything that I wanted, and that was my dress. When I put my wedding dress on, it probably was another very surreal moment. There's probably no feeling like putting on your wedding dress, especially like you pick the dress. It takes, like, depending on your dress, my dress took like 4 months to come in. Then you have all of these alterations, all of these appointments for to get your alterations done, and it's like the moment is finally here that this dress that I've spent the last like 8 months, dealing with, the moment is finally here when I get to actually try my dress on. I don't think I breathed for the entire day. I literally sat up. The lady who did my alterations altered the mess out of my dress, so I probably almost cracked the rib, but it was worth it. It was heavy, but I mean, it's your wedding dress, so.
But you're light, so.
Whatever. Well, my mom put my wedding veil on, again, it was just like it was like, oh my God, it's really here. Like, this moment is really here. And I think that was probably at the part where I kind of started getting emotional. It's like, my mom is putting my dress on. There's a picture, and believe it or not, it was a picture that my niece happened to snap. And it captured the moment of my mom putting on my veil, and it's probably one of my favorite pictures from my actual wedding day. It was just like, it was an amazing moment. I was very grateful. I mean, unfortunately, there are some people who don't have their mothers to be a part of that, process, but to have her there dressing me, I think my mom was probably more nervous than I was that day. So to have her there dressing me and making sure that everything was okay, and it was a pretty amazing moment.
Mom, how you feeling today?
I am overwhelmed with love. She looks beautiful.
Anything special you want to say to your daughter before she's married?
I'm gonna cry. Don't cry. Don't cry. Look up. Look up. Put your head up. Put your head up. Put your head up. Think about Layla talking about you crashing a car. Think about we're gonna get you a dumb dog. All right. All right. You okay? Somebody give me a napkin. A tissue. You know I love you with all my heart. Always remember to be the woman that Marc married. That's what he fell in love with.
I want to say something really important, but really quick. I'm not going to preach to you, but we did something really special this year. Just show that our generation changed the world. Never happened before. So we absolutely changed the world. We changed the world. So it just goes to show anything is possible. Fight for what's right. Fight for what you believe in. And stay forever young.
Well, I'm so organized, and I just always have everything in control. But no, my day actually started very simple. We're guys, so no lashes, no lipstick, no blush, just simple cuts. So my day was just pretty much at the hotel. Me and all my boys were at the hotel, and my awesome barber, who still cuts my hair today, shout out to Kenny Duncan, a celebrity barber, was there, and he cut all of our hair in the room, including my dad. So it was just a process for us, all the guys waiting, getting our cuts, and we went from cuts to tuxes. That's it. So some of my groomsmen, of course. So type of guy, I tend to have some of my buddies are, I don't even know the word to say. You know, we like to dress. You know, we like to be fly. So, like I remember one in particular, my buddy Jonathan Nelson. He was getting his hair cut, and we like to tease Jonathan and say he's having follicle issues. I won't say what follicle issues are, but he kind of thought that Kenny took his hair back, and we're like, dude, this guy's like one of the best barbers in the country. He didn't take your hair back. He straightened your hair. So Jonathan was kind of like, you know, all right, but everybody was sharp. So groomsman, my best man, brother Anton, of course, you know, he made sure that his haircut was going to be like next to last, or he probably was after me because this day was probably more about him than it was me. But, you know, then my nephew's very quiet, laid back, just kind of like, you know, real quiet dude. You know, he was just all smiles the whole day. Man, just having everybody there, my dad running around. My dad's like a kid in the candy store, can't wait to put his tuxedo on. Keep calling when somebody picking me up. So just all of my groomsmen, my boy Sean, he had on like 3 bottles of cologne that day. He was definitely gonna be sharp. And I just, you know, Rodney, all my groomsmen, John, you couldn't tell none of these guys that they weren't sharp in their Vera Wang tuxedos. But the truth is, we were sharp, because that's what we did.
Everything. Oh God, we thank you, Lord. We praise you, Lord. And we try to lift our hands and worship. Oh God, we thank you. We try and lift our hands and try to clap our hands.
So the little guy that did the prayer in the hallway is my nephew. His name is Jaden Ruff. He's actually my godson. His little brother is. So I love Jaden, but Jaden is a young man who just at like 7 years old, he loves God with all of his heart. And so we asked Jaden to pray for us in the hallway for the groomsmen. And I was honored not only to have him as one of my ring bearers, but also to have him pray with us before I actually, you know, went out into the sanctuary. So shout out to Jaden Ruff. You need a little preacher for your youth service? Jaden Ruff is the man.
When I arrived at the church, you know, it was really funny because I was like, is anybody here? Because it didn't seem like it's amazing the things that go through your mind, but I didn't see anybody standing outside. There was nobody in, and granted, you know, at this point, I guess they know that the ceremony is about to start, but there was nobody in the lobby. It didn't seem like there was any extra cars on the streets. I'm like, okay, are people here yet? What's happening? That was, and of course I'm like in my mind, like looking around to make sure that Marc is nowhere in sight. I'm one of the people, you know, a lot of the people nowadays, they do, what's it called, like look first pictures or something like that, where they, them and their grooms take pictures before the ceremony. That would have been the ultimate thing that would have ruined my wedding days if Marc had seen me before I walked down the aisle. So of course, and you know, granted,
I did see you.
You didn't see me, whatever. In my mind, I know that he's nowhere, but there's still that little like, oh my God, he's nowhere around, right? So, and the funny thing is that I actually expected, as newsy and as excited as I knew Anton was, I actually expected him, honestly, to be in the lobby waiting, and I was really surprised that he wasn't. But that was just because he was he was the co-planner of our wedding.
When I first met Candace, it was a special day. I was at the barbershop of one of my close friends where she worked at, and my brother was cutting my hair. And I remember I had a Nissan Maxima, and I was driving into the driveway, and I was getting ready to make a U-turn, and here she was coming across the street. Well, our love story. The love story that we did was just Candace and I talking about when we first met. So this love story talks about, I'll never forget our first date. We went to this play, and I never forget when we went to the play, it was this girl at the play. And
we didn't talk about that in the video. I think we should have.
We never talked about this in the video, right. But Candace was sitting in the car, and there was the girl in the play that liked me or whatever. And the girl was like,
it was his girlfriend.
She was like, can I get a ride home? I was like, yeah, you know, I caught the bus. Mm-hmm. And I was lying, but that was our first date. And, you know, it was an amazing, shout out to Elk DeBose, because she was the one that encouraged us to go on our first date. Evangelist elder. She's, you know, she's an elder now, but she doesn't know that because she doesn't, whatever. But elder evangelist. But yeah, so our first time, our love story just talked about us. And then if you probably take a look at part of the video, you'll see Candace doing something that she never does. And that is she's running. Well, she does run in church sometimes when the Spirit gets on her, but this particular run was different. It was just like...
I was forced.
It was just like one of those. So yeah, that was amazing.
I was forced.
It was amazing.
I fought tooth and nail to not have to run. I did not want to run, and they made me run. So I was overruled. I was basically made. I almost felt like I was starting. It's like, if you don't run, I won't show up at the altar on Saturday.
Yeah, pretty much. That's probably
I
my
had no
life.
choice but to run. Well, so when the bridal party walks down the aisle, unfortunately,
But you can't talk about that
But
because
see,
you was in the back.
that's what I was about to
So
say.
here you go,
but
trying
let
to
me
talk
say-
about something.
but let me say
Let me
this.
tell. The bridal party, as they're coming down the aisle, as the groom, because the bride doesn't get a chance to see any of this. Only thing I can anticipate her in the back is just like, oh my God, I'm coming, my turn is coming. But for me, it was very, 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 and I say very emotional, because I knew as people were coming down the aisle that I knew she was coming. I'll never forget my nephew Darnell, which is my sister's oldest child. When I saw him come down, it was just like this huge lump in my throat. And like, I'm like, Dad, this is the first guy, and I'm starting to break. But it just, at that point, it just meant a lot to see friends, family, and loved ones that has cared about us through, the time that we dated and just have been a part of our lives, come down in support and in agreement with what we were doing. So for me, it was just ultimately the best thing in the world. I mean, I'm watching my best buddies come down. I'm watching some of my best female friends come down. And I'm watching, just everybody come down and take their place. And then I'm like, any minute now, she's about to come.
So from the bride's perspective, of course, you almost miss like the whole entire ceremony because everything happens, before you come out. So it's like, hand in hand, like, at the end of the day, walking down the aisle is the bride's big moment, but the groom gets to see everything that's going on. So the funny part is though, at the point that everybody left to be lined up, my dad came in the room and we were back there actually talking about the most random general stuff, like because my dad actually grew up like right around the corner, so he was talking about how much the neighborhood has changed, and I'm thinking to myself, but I'm about to get married. But believe it or not, it actually did calm me down a lot. Like I wasn't back there like sweating bullets. So of course in my mind I'm wondering like what's happening and I'm wondering if my bridal party is nervous. So those are the things that are going through your mind, but of course I didn't really get to see any of it until I watched the video. So
Yeah, I forgot you watched the video, so maybe you did know the time. Okay.
The bride is coming. Did you see her? Did you see her? The bride is coming. The bride is coming. Did you see her? Did you see her?
You gave me more than I hoped for. Then all my dreams I realized, girl, you made me whole. Just when I knew. Well, just having an opportunity to sing for me is just like probably one of the things that just keeps me going. And so I hardly ever get nervous singing. I've been singing for so long now that it's just easy. I mean, or, because I go to church and I sing it in church, sometimes people be like, the Spirit of the Lord. Hey, glory, you felt that? Ooh, hallelujah. Spirit of the Lord get on you, and, you start singing and tears start running down your eyes or whatever. But this particular day, my singing was different. And it was just like, whoa, I'm singing. But like, while, I always sing for the Lord, it was just like, I'm singing and I really meant this thing. And then all I keep thinking to myself is, dude, don't choke up. And so, some of you will probably see a few parts on the video where you'll see me like, I'm like, oh God, you cannot lose it right now. So for me, it was just like a weird place because it was like one of them one of them things like, man, oh, this song right here, this song right here, this song right here is the song. So yeah, it was just probably one of the best songs I've ever sang. And if I sang it right now, she'd start crying. Look, see.
So as I was coming down the aisle, now again, this is funny. I think Monique was so caught up in Marc singing that she almost forgot about me in the back room, because she just kind of like ran back. She was like, oh my God, you have to like, come on, come out. And Marc was like, here, already started singing. So when you actually started singing, I was still in the back. I wasn't even at the door. So when I literally walked in, I had just got to the door.
Yeah, because I did the verse like twice.
Right. So, and when you watch the video, you can clearly see Monique is just like watching it, and she's watching you sing. So I think she was kind of caught up in the moment. But I still felt like, honestly, it was still perfect timing. Like, it was still perfect timing. So she comes and gets me, and she says, it's time to walk down the aisle. I think I had a little freak out moment, because I'm like, oh my God, please make sure my veil is right. Please make sure that my veil is laying right. And it was funny, one of my cousins actually took a picture, and she like put it on Facebook later, and the caption read, when you realize you're about to get married. And I was like that was a moment that she really captured for me, because like my head is down, and I'm just like, you can clearly tell that I'm like, wow, I'm about to get married. And then the doors open, and I see all of these people. So it was a shock for me, because I didn't realize all of those people were there, because
all
again,
of my friends.
Shut up. When I got to the church again, there was nobody in the hallway. There didn't look like any extra cars, so I still didn't expect it to be that many people when I walked down the aisle. So a couple funny things. So I'm walking down the aisle. The thing about the veil, even though it's just tulle, you really can't see through it. So of course, as soon as I hit the what's it called, the runner, I'm trying to see Marc's face, because I want to see his reaction, but I couldn't see. Like, I could literally see like 2 inches in front of me because of the veil. So I really couldn't see what his reaction was. I'm walking down the aisle telling myself, like, and I don't listen, they can say what they want to say. This is a moment that every female has waited and thought about and dreamt about your whole entire adult life. So I'm walking down this aisle trying to take in every moment, like, oh my God, this is it. Like, this is my moment. Like, this, I'm sorry, this moment was about me. I'm not even going front. It's just like, this is my moment. Like, this is what I've waited for. I'm walking down the aisle. You dream about it, but you never know how, like, you just can't imagine what that feels like once you hit the aisle, and it's like, wow, I'm walking to my husband. Then, and you'll probably see this in the video, I think my dad was nervous, because as we're walking down the aisle, he's talking to me random stuff, and I'm thinking to myself, does this man realize that I'm in the middle of my wedding right now? Like, I'm trying to take in every moment, and he was saying the most random stuff, but I still thought it was really cute, because I really think that he was just nervous, and it was just a way for him to just trying to like get a grip on, what was going on. So I was still trying to kind of look at him to, all right, but I'm still trying to take in the moment.
He was telling her, you can leave now.
Right, like, listen,
you can run now if you want to.
But and I get to the aisle, end of the aisle, my mom is crying. I have snot coming down my nose. There's a part where I'm at the end of the aisle, and it actually worked itself out, because the plan always was that once I got to the end of the aisle, my mom was going to come up and stand with us anyway. And yes, let me be honest, this was a very vain moment, because my mom, I'm not going to say we went back and forth, but my mom really wanted to walk me down the aisle with my father. I felt like this was my moment, and I wasn't willing to share it with two people. I felt like I had on this big, beautiful dress, and I'm like, well, they're not gonna know if to look at you, me, or him. And I really wasn't willing to share that moment. That's just me being completely honest. So we made a compromise, and the compromise was, when I got to the end of the aisle, that she could come, stand up. I was also thinking about, like, what do people think about my dress? I know everybody was kind of expecting me to be in, like, because I'm so small and I'm so petite, everybody was expecting me to be in something very form-fitting. But I think I was a teenager, and I heard somebody say this, and I never forgot about this. They said, when you get married, you're never going to have an opportunity to wear the type of dress that you wear on your wedding day.